Sweet, I got to go ahead to be live. Man, that's a good looking screen right there if I've ever seen one. Alright, first off, thanks everyone for the luck and stuff. So before we get started, this is a Shin-chan 1 through 5 marathon of all the Game Boy games for the original Game Boy. So you're going to hear a lot of clacking and clicking probably every 10-ish minutes, and that's me swapping carts on the Super Famicom. So yeah, without further ado, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. So Shin-chan 1, most people probably have never played or even heard of. Game is pretty rough around the edges. There's no real attack until you get a power-up. Shin's movement is pretty limited. However, this game is based off of solely on timing. I can't tell if it's like global timing, screen timing, what it is, but sometimes sprites are further ahead or further back when they should be. So that's a thing. We have a minute break here. We could play the Bop It Gopher game, whatever that game is called, but instead we just sit here in the middle and chill. So this is a really good start to a speedrun. So in this time, I'd like to give shoutouts to RGL, Retro Gaming Live TV, anyone else that's helped behind the scenes with this stuff, keeping this marathon up and running. This marathon has been phenomenal. I really hope this happens again either later this year or next year or whatever. Shoutouts to all the runners, like the runs have been phenomenal. This has been a blast to watch, especially watching it at work and like getting through the work week has been awesome. So shoutouts to everyone involved. And shoutouts to a lot of Game Boy games in this marathon. Shoutouts to shoutouts, by the way. And if you're wondering why my voice is kind of rough, I just woke up like a half hour ago. So, alright, well that was fun. So in this game, if Shin gets touched once, it's a death. On these little canopies here, if you mash jump, you can do something called the double jump glitch, where for some reason Shin thinks he's on solid ground for a frame, like halfway through his jump, so you can get on top of the buildings, which you saw there on the second canopy. And you don't want to mash start in the in-between stages because you'll just pause the game. It's pretty dumb. This is probably the hardest stage. And by hardest stage, I mean the hardest opening sequence of the game, because your controls with Shin are really bad, and you need to press up while jumping to grab a hold of those logs, and sometimes Shin just doesn't want to grab a hold of those logs. So, now we're presented with a minigame. This is a red light, green light, so you know when you count to 10 or whatever it is, and the person turns around and you're not supposed to be moving. Yeah, Shin doesn't know how to play the game, so... So here we get our first power up, the gun. You're gonna see it used twice throughout the entire run, and both times are gonna be on this stage. So when falling off that log, you kind of want to jump off, so you can get the first initial boost off those springs. These sticks are kind of a pain because you hang from them. So when you jump through them, you want to hold down. That's too. Okay. Yeah. Too close, that's alright. Not a big deal. Alright. So, you saw there that the hitboxes are a little jank in this game. Shin's hitbox isn't where Shin's sprite outline is. It's... Oh, come on, Shin. It's like a pixel or two outside of the sprite. It's kind of large. There we go. The same effect is going to be in Shin-chan 2 as well. But Shin-chan 2 is a slightly better game mechanically. So this is the second to final stage. This is the stage that's all about timing. This stage is the run killer if you're ever wanting to run this game. That guy right there was on a bad timing. He's usually actually ahead of Shin when you get on top of that branch, but that time he was behind us. So here we get to do another Mossy minigame. So this is the bike. So instead of losing this one's just faster to complete. So you're gonna hear me mash a lot. which isn't anything compared to what we're about to do in Shin-chan 4, so you're going to see me move diagonally quite a bit too, because this lets me move faster through the sand blocks, because we don't really leave the bottom 2 lanes ever. And it's a speedrun, so we gotta go fast. Okay. So these jumps are scary, so whenever Shin jumps in Shin-chan 1, you don't have control over Shin anymore. So making those jumps and landing on them exactly how you should is kind of tough and a little scary when you're going quick. This is the jump that run kills right here. This is the slide jump, and you have exactly 1 pixel off the very end to make it. Oh yeah, we got it. Of course we got it. We don't get it in practice, but we get it in a marathon. I'm cool with that. So that jump is exceptionally hard and the timing is tight. If you miss that jump, what you need to do is you need to go back down into that cave, and there's a guy shooting bubbles at you, so you need to time yourself to where you move close to him, make him shoot bubbles, duck, and then make him shoot more bubbles. It's a whole thing. I'm just glad we got the slide jump. You see me collecting soda cans. Once you collect 10 soda cans in this game, you get a 1-up. Just basically collecting them because they don't add anything to the game and they don't lag the game, so. And it's better to be safe than sorry, especially in a game that kills you in 1 hit. So this is the final boss and the only boss of the game. He's pretty tough. So now we have to go find our dog Whitey. However, you're gonna find out in the next game, Shin doesn't really care much about Whitey. Actually, probably the next 4 games, you're gonna realize that Shin doesn't care about Whitey. Do you at least get to see Shin-chan's butt? Alright, so disclaimer. There is... Shin-chan 5 has the ability to show the butt dance. However, it's at the title screen, and traditionally we won't get to see it at all. I may make an exception, depending on what our timing is like. So that's Shin-chan 1. So this is Shin 2. Shin 2 has very similar mechanics. The difference between this one is that Shin actually has an attack now, so Shin can actually shoot bubbles, which you only get to see in the final stage. The difference in this game too is that when Shin crawls, in Shin-chan 1, you can just let go of the down D-pad and keep going. Shin-chan 2, you actually have to stop moving to stand up again. So we're gonna go into these cutscenes again. We get to sumo wrestle against Georgie. Come on. The reason we wanted to kill that guy before the cutscene is because if you enter the cutscene and without killing that guy will still be there and he'll hit you immediately out of the cutscene. Another feature this game has is I guess kind of sort of hit points. You're gonna see me collect these smiley faces, basically they're coins. They count as a hit point, and depending on how many soda cans you have, they count as a hit point as well. 20 soda cans is a 1-up in this game. So we try to like count our soda cans a little bit because I don't want to go into a stage with 0 soda cans. I would like to have at least a couple just for safety's sake, because the hitboxes of this game are still pretty bad. Kill him for safety. So here there's a really short way to beat this stage. Don't blink. Alright, that was a good stage. I actually don't even know what the normal way to do that stage is. This stage has a manipulation. We're gonna have a guy chasing us, and whenever Shin jumps, this idiot behind us is gonna jump too. So what we want to try and do is get this guy ahead of us, so we can use him to jump across some grass. Yeah, we didn't get it. It's alright. So the reason we want that is that we want to jump on his head on top of that stick to get across the grass, because the grass slows our speed to about half, and not ideal for a speedrun. And then when Shin climbs across the stick, like Shin's only moving at like 50-75% speed anyway, so not a big deal. We lost a couple seconds, but not awful. This stage. Oh, this stage is a thing, yep. So, Shin-chan 1 and 2 feature some mini games that we never win, with the exception of the bike game. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy watching these mini games, because you're gonna get to see them all again very soon. So this is soccer. If you didn't know how to play soccer before, you clearly do now. You have to somersault before you kick the soccer ball. If you don't do the roly-poly super kick, then you're just doing it wrong. Someone should probably tell the Premier League what's going on. So with this minigame, what Shin is doing is that obviously the goal of the minigame is to win, but for speedrun's sake we lose because it's faster. Because whenever Shin scores, he wants to dance around and be dumb. So we move out of the way for the goal too, because Shin gets all excited whenever he blocks the goal. If you don't kick the ball hard enough, Shin will just do his roly-poly and do like his little like ballerina spin, tap the ball and fall over. It's actually pretty funny. And the ball doesn't go anywhere, and that takes forever too. So we just want to try and kick it like medium power, make sure it gets blocked. Alright. So we talked to one Harinautica already. If you're not familiar with the Shin-chan manga or anime, Harinautica is the attractive women that are in their 20s in the Shin-chan series. So this is our second hottie that we get to talk to. I think that's our final hottie we get to talk to as well in this game. Alright, that's that stage. And then whenever there's bubble chats like that, you can just press start to get through them. However, this game has a thing where it counts like the coins and stuff in between stage. It's a whole thing. This is the final stage. Slopes, you want to jump up the slopes because walking up them takes you down to like 20% move speed. The infamous climbing logs here. So this idiot's gonna shoot a bubble, and we really need to wait now. Bubbles will one-shot you no matter how many hit points you have. So this is paper, rock, scissors. This is the worst part of the entire game. Ugh. This is all RNG, by the way. So ultimately what you want to do is lose in paper, rock, scissors, and then choose the direction that they chose so you can lose in the first try. However, now we have to do this nonsense. So Mossy pointed up. Oh, this is dumb. Alright. This is why people don't run this game. So I just always choose rock and just hope for the best. There we go. And we lost. So after you beat Mossy, you have to go beat Georgie, and yeah, it's just fast to lose. So here we get these sick moving platforms that we just have to wait on and do stuff on. This platform here, when it lands, if you accidentally jump and land back on it, you go back to the beginning of that section. It's a pretty good feature. There's the one and only time you get to see that attack. So now we're about to go face off against the final boss, and it's our school principal, and we get to see the Action Master suit. Alright, well, we messed that up. Yeah. So this fight is the game I was worried about the most in the marathon, because this fight is just awful. Because if you miss the shot and he gets up and away, he'll hide behind those pillars, and yeah. Then you have to wait, and then jump him. Like, he's actually really fast, and with Shin's really bad hitbox, like, that fight is near impossible. That's Shin-chan 2. Moving on to Shin 3. Alright, now we gotta go do a beauty pageant, so we get some more Hottie Nautikas. Gosh, Shin-chan's so good. Alright, so we're on the right side. So our goal in this game is, so this game is nothing but minigames. Our goal for this minigame is to pick the Hottie Nautica. Again, sorry if there's going to be loud noises in between games. It's me literally flipping carts out, in and out, because we're doing this on actual cartridges. Alright, right side again. Left side. Ideally, you want them just to stop right in front of Shin, but, you know, whatever. That cart swap was fire. I've had a lot of practice with cart swaps. This isn't my first Shin-chan marathon run. This might be like my 4th or 5th. Alright, we're still, there we go. Now we're on the right, now we're on the left. If you choose the wrong one, Shin gets upset and walks off stage, and you just have to do another round. Alright, so after each of these minigames that we're doing, so we're doing the required minigames for this. There are other buildings in this to get items for the obstacle course that we're going to purposely lose. So in the required courses, you get items to turn in to continue on through the game. So there we got like a scarf. Here we're gonna run with Whitey. So we have a dog race. Oh, come on. Taught that jabron a lesson. Alright. So now we have Whitey, so now we're gonna go give it to Penny for some reason. I don't know why. But we're gonna give it to Penny. Here you go, Penny. Have Whitey. So now we got to go play the Fortnite of Shin-chan. If you're not familiar with Fortnite, Fortnite's a bunch of people running around. That's exactly what we're about to do now. So there's a bunch of kids running around. We're supposed to play tag with them. This is literally the Fortnite of Gameboy right now, so... So these little arrows make us run faster, but it also makes them run faster. And we have these moms trying to stop us. These moms just don't know fun. Yeah. Good hitbox there, Mom. Good hitbox. So you have time, like you have like a minute and a half, I think, to tag these kids. It is pretty much the pits. This is the worst minigame in the entire game. Alright, so I have one child left. Alright. So that's Fortnite. That's our solo victory of Fortnite. And moving on. So here we're about to lay some carpet. That's not even a figure of speech. Like, we're literally gonna go lay some carpet. So the issue with this minigame is that there's a cat on it. And if the cat runs into you, it takes your carpet piece away. And you have to hit a minimum of 80% clear in order to get past this minigame. Don't be dumb. You dumb cat. So there the cat took our carpet piece and it's going to put it somewhere. Yep. You can 100% this minigame. It's tough, but doable. I've done it a couple of times. It's faster to 100% this minigame, but it is not an easy task to do. Because that cat, whatever. I'm done with that cat. This is PUBG, which is Fortnite. My bad. I don't know Battle Royale games very well. Unless they make them for Game Boy. Alright. So we gotta go talk to this kid here with the big dog. He just says, hey, what's up? So now we're going into this minigame here, which is a bike race. I don't know Japanese, but however, I memorized 2 locations. So hopefully we get those 2 locations, and we didn't. So I don't know what that one is. So I'm just gonna let this kid win 3 times. Might have been the mall, I have no idea. But in this game, you just mash A to get Shin going on his bike, and you can press B for a speed boost. You only get 1 speed boost per location. So at the bottom below the numbers, right in the center there, it tells you where to go. But like I said, like I don't know Japanese, so I know 2 of the places just because like one looks like park and the other one looks like butt. So I kind of know where those 2 places are. But with this, if you actually knew where to go and the CPU still won the first one, you still let the CPU win the other 2. Because this one we actually don't have to win at all. I don't know if it's a bug in the game or what, but all we have to do is just trigger the activity, and make sure you press down there at the end. Then we go talk to Hero, which is our dad. Hi, Dad. All right. Now we go on to the obstacle course. Alright, here we go. So this obstacle course, even though we don't have the extra items to go fast in, it's still really hard to lose because the AI is really, really bad. So in this game, there are 2 different endings. There is a bad ending and a good ending. We're going to do bad ending for this. Bad ending is losing this obstacle course. Good ending is winning, and you get to face off against Action Bastard in Pong. It's pretty exhilarating. There is 2 categories for this. There's any percent, which is what we're doing right now, and then there is all buildings, all mini games. I don't know what to call it quite yet. There's no leaderboard for this yet. I haven't made one. That literally just does every single building, so you can get every item and whatnot. So Georgie's gonna be good at getting hit by fish, and we have to wait for him because that's the finish line. That's Shin-chan 3. On to number 4. This is probably the one that most people know about. And this is the only Super Game Boy enhanced Shin-chan. But this is the one that was featured in Tiny 10 5, 6, one of the Tiny 10s. Kind of going back to the roots of 1 and 2, this game actually features, again, the one-hit death mechanic, unless you have a smiley face token. A different variety of enemies. Soda cans again. However, we get the Tanuki suit now, so that's pretty lit. So, I was debating last night if I wanted to show off a little bit on some mashing skills. So, this stage here is just nothing but pure mashing. So you're gonna hear my voice like shake a little bit as I mash. We're doing it. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. Tiny 10-5. Alright, thanks for clearing that up. We're going for it. Typically, you'd bounce off that kid's head and continue mashing, but this is a marathon. This is the first time Shin-chan 1 through 5 has ever been in a marathon, so let's put on a show here. So I want you to count how many seconds I've been mashing for right now, because my arm is already getting tired. Alright. Gotta put on a show. I beat a lot of people in Tiny 10s, alright? I play Game Boy for a living. So our goal is to double hit this idiot right off the get-go, because he takes 3 hits. See a hard hat. So stage 2 has a little bit of a break in it, where you're supposed to go down and around, but we don't go down and around. We're Shin. We're Shin Nahara. We don't follow the rules. Alright, we're too low, so we're just gonna grab this and just jump over. Alright. So this stage is pretty easy if you just kind of like I don't go for a lot of the crazy jumps in the stage. Like you can like jump on like the edge of these platforms and jump over these guys, but like the platforms are a little slippery in this game. Like I slide off them pretty constantly, so I just kind of like take my time a little bit and just kill the things in my way. You lose some time, but you know, it's whatever. You can still beat the game in under 10 minutes. Even casually. I think my blind playthrough of this game took me 20 minutes, I think, on a blind playthrough. So right here we're gonna drop down so we don't collect a token. We're too low. Yeah, we're too low. So we don't want to collect tokens in this game. If we have a token and we go to the final, and we go beat the boss of that stage, what happens is, idiot. What happens is that Shin will stop at every slot machine here and would want to play a minigame, and that's not fun. This is the stage that generally owns me. And it's mainly because of the final boss. The final boss is a giant stuffed squirrel. There's no other way to put it. The intended strategy for these levels from the developer, I'm assuming, is to jump and ride the shopping carts and then jump over the obstacles in the way. However, when you're on the shopping cart, Shin moves at twice speed and can run off, and Shin's general movement is just faster than the shopping cart, so we just keep going. The hardest part of this stage, honestly, are the steps. If Enemy is in chat, he can definitely vouch for that. For some reason, the left side steps are harder than the right side steps. You know, video games. So, I actually spent a lot of time trying to find zips in this section. Like I can have like the shopping cart push me into a wall and stuff, but like no avail. If you're looking for glitch hunting and wanting to figure out how to do something, I figured out how to do a screen wrap in on Gameboy that I can't recreate. So if anybody wants to figure that out for me, that'd be great. Appreciate that. So here we're just gonna mash over everything again. We're basically playing where we just fly over everything. Coming up here, do an early shot so we can hit him. What happens if he throws his little paper airplanes that we just have to wait, and I don't like waiting. So you see Hema up there. Hema, or that power-up turns you into Hema, and Hema is dressed as a bee. Hema is only useful for one section, and it's not even useful in the speedrun. It's useful up here to get a 1-up. That's it. So you see Action Bastard up there flying across the sky. You can actually grab a hold of him, and there's actually a cat suit up here. Shoutouts to Gameboy in the background. And that's your only saving grace in this stage if you actually get hit. Alright. So here we go onto the boss. There's a bunch of pillows down here that we get to, you know, bounce on. Alright, we only got one hit. This boss takes 3 hits. Ideally, we'd want to get a double hit in at the start of the fight. However, I generally get owned in this fight, so I just take this fight a little slower than normal. Alright, so this is the final stage of Shin-chan 4. Gotta watch out for the falling coconuts. And basically, again, we get to do some more flying. So in this stage here, we're gonna collect some tokens and whatnot because we just don't care, because there's no slot machines after this because it's the final stage. We're gonna do some high flying, some mashing, some yellow Tanuki suit on yellow background, and you know the norm. That's what we do in Gameboy. Oh, come on, Shin. Put your Air Jordans on. So I didn't talk much about the power-ups at all. So there's a chicken suit, lets you jump high and throw an egg on the ground, basically. It's pretty useless. Oh, that's not good. Alright, we're good. Thankfully, they fixed the controls in Shin-chan 4. Because if that was 1 or 2, we would have been dead. So here we're just going to fly over the rest of the stuff, and then you're going to see a faint palm tree in the background. There it is, and we fall, and then we activate the final boss. This guy should look familiar. So here we just stand right between these coconuts, then we try and double hit him. Ooh, that was close, almost got hit. If you get hit, then you just have to jump on his head. It's not a big deal. Yeah, there's a chicken suit. It's not very useful. It's only useful if you miss the skip in level 2. And then you immediately go back into cat form. Or squirrel form, whatever form this is. Alright, that's Shin-chan 4. On to the final Shin-chan. And probably arguably the longest Shin-chan. So if you guys like minigames, you're gonna love... Okay, so this... I'll give you guys the benefit here. We gotta wait for Shin. There's the hula dance. There it is. That's for you guys right there. I did that for you. We took 20 seconds out of the game for that. Alright, so here we get to play red light, green light. However, with these minigames, we actually have to win. So, yeah. It's a good time. I hate when he does that. It's like the trick shot. And you can't rush for the goal sometimes. Like you think, like, oh, if I mash fast enough, I can make it to the goal. No. In there. Alright, so this is the dance. So so Shin has to match up the dances that Penny does. So I'm going to be typing some numbers here. This is a really dumb minigame. So that's 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the reason those numbers, so this is 4, 1, 2, 3. Because Shin's moves don't match Penny's, I have a really hard time remembering what the moveset is. So I have to write it down in Notepad. So that's 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. You get to listen to this banger of a song, too. Alright. So we have a 3, a 4, a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 3. Alright. That's one heck of a dance there, Penny. 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's probably the hardest minigame. Second hardest minigame of Shin 5. Hey, I don't call you out. The game calls you out, alright? You gotta be active during the Shin-chan marathon. Alright, so that's Penny. Thanks, Penny. Have a good day. You can see that they're happy and everything else after you beat them. So here we get to lay some carpet again. I know you guys love this minigame in Shin-chan 3, so we get to dodge the cat again. Maybe the cat's nice, we might be able to 100%. Probably not gonna happen, but you know, a person can dream. Yep, person can dream. Dumb cat. Can I have my carpet piece back? Thank you. I've actually had it where like the cat has taken my carpet piece, and as soon as I picked up the carpet piece, it took it away from me because the cat and I landed on the same spot. It's a good time. But you know, nothing like Shin laying some carpet. Professional carpet layer. Alright, so that's that minigame. So now we get to go visit Mossy again. Hello, Mossy. Fancy seeing you here. I wonder what game you're gonna make us do. Oh yeah, we get to play soccer for realsies this time. So now we get to play for real soccer. And look at that, Shin scores right off the get-go. So here you can see the fanfare that Shin does. This is why we purposely lost in Shin-chan 2. So all these minigames are going to be games that you've seen before, with the exception of the slide game and the maze game coming up. Well, no, that's not true. I'll let you know. All these games blend into one eventually. Dude, look at Shin getting blocked right there. You believe this? Dude, nothing can get past Shin. Alright, nothing can get past Shin. POD, listen, we're in America. We call it soccer. So we gotta do the roly-poly thunder kick here. Dude, look at that. Just confuses him. Doesn't know what to do. Oh, he scored. That's too bad. Must have been Manchester United right there. I'll say it shouldn't matter because we scored 2 points and we beat them. So, going on to Action Bastard. The Action Bastard game is pretty great. It's literally just the bike game again. And the bike game is the exact same as it was in Shin 2, I believe it was when we played it. I'm gonna spin around a little bit here. Gotta give the... Oh, okay. You think so, huh? I'll teach you. Get ahead of me. Clearly on the top of that puddle. Ah, you fell in the hole. That's what you get for being ahead of me. Let that be a lesson to you all. If we're ever riding bikes together and you're ahead of me, I'm probably gonna throw bananas at you, so... Alright. We're going to the teacher, I forgot her name. And this is the obstacle course. So, if you remember how slow we were in the water and the sand, well, that's just not an issue anymore. See ya. And bad fish pattern. Feels bad, man. Let's fan ourselves real quick. Oh, yeah. You guys didn't know Shin is a triathlon athlete. Oh, that's a good fish pattern. Alright. That's the end of that obstacle course. So now we go on to play with Georgie. In Georgie we have to count numbers, so because Georgie's a giant nerd. So in the process of this, there's a bully running around that if he hits you will take away your last number that you gathered. Thankfully for us, the bully usually picks on Georgie. Usually, in a way, is the key word. But the race is to count to 10. And, once you hit 10, you need to go back to your desk and put down the books. Nine, 10. GG, Georgie. Alright, now we get to go do the beauty pageant again. So you don't get to see that Georgie minigame you just saw is actually in Shin-chan 3, we just don't get to see it in the any percent route. Center, ooh, right side. Going back to the left. Center. Alright. I mean, Shin is kind of like a gymnastics master. Like, he spins around like monkey bars and climbs up trees pretty easily. Right in the center. Although he does box in the later episodes of Shin-chan. Spoilers, if you've never seen Shin-chan. Alright, right in the center again. There's not much to talk about with the beauty pageant. If you pick the wrong one, Shin storms off the stage, gets all mad. If you pick the right one, Shin gets happy about it. So now we're about to, do the most boring minigame known in existence. This is literally just like, on the left-hand side, you're gonna see them start showing off a picture. You have to guess who it is. And then below the picture are points. And at the top you see clear 350. We have to clear 350 points in order to win this minigame. Just gonna find her. The issue is that once you hit the clear, you have to wait out the time, and it's boring. This is the worst minigame in the game in terms of just wanting to go quickly. Well, it's Bo. I mean, they like her a lot, don't they? No, Shin. So last night for giggles, I was just like, I wonder how far I can get. And I got to like, I think like 1100 points without much trying. And if you miss one, like if you choose the wrong person, like I just did there, it just knocks down your points. But it's whatever. We're so far ahead right now. So here we're just gonna wait it out. So there's 16 squares in the puzzle on the left-hand side. So once you're sub 16, once your time is underneath 16, you can just let it run out. Well, one of the hotties is Mitzi, which is Shin's mom. So, so we're going to no. All right, well we're doing the pig game. I've never done this pig game. So the pigs are random. Oh, I have no idea what to do in this one. I've never done this minigame. How come you can walk across that and I can't? So the pig games are RNG. The one that you'd want is the clothes falling one. What do I do with this? I've never done this minigame. I typically can avoid the pig, but do I need to go outside? What do I need to do? Mitzi, tell me what I need to do here. Oh, I see. I gotta put him away. That's alright. Alright, now we're gonna do arguably the hardest minigame in this game. I remember watching Mo do this and struggled pretty hard because this is all about timing. So if you remember the slide jump from Shin-chan 1 or 2, I can't remember which one now. It's a very similar concept, and the window to press A is very, very short on springs. So in this minigame here now we have springs to get our little Shin doll up there. So what Whitey does is Whitey just shows you the path, but like you don't press any direction buttons, you just press A. The game does it yourself. High chance that we start failing towards the end. So when you do the slide game last, you get to do only 6 levels. However, if you do the slide game first, there's like 10. I don't understand the reasoning behind that, but that's how it is. So here we're gonna break our knees real quick collecting this doll. No big deal. Yeah, so right there we pressed A slightly too early and just biff it. The nice part is that if you do fail this, so in a minigame, once you've failed X amount of times, you get thrown back out to the menu or to the map screen. With this minigame, wow, thanks game. With this minigame is if you get kicked back out to the map screen and go back into this, it just picks you up where you last failed. These springs are the absolute worst. Anyone that has played Shin-chan 5, which I think is only 2 of us in the entire world, will tell you that it's not a good time. This minigame is not fun. Yeah. And we have to do this minigame because there's a hidden minigame after this. So we actually have to complete this. Which I think I can do in 15 minutes. Hopefully I can do it in 15 minutes. Alright. Yeah, see, Mo in chat understands. Mo gets it. I kind of felt bad after picking this game for him, for his portable pleasure. Alright, so this is the final slide stage that we have to do, since we do slide last. But you can start to see like how little of a window we have to press A. It's really dumb. That's the hardest spring, because Shin clips into it, and I didn't jump, and we didn't get the doll. Are we talking best animes in chat right now? If we're gonna talk best animes in chat, let's talk about Shin-chan as the best anime right now, because that's what's being played. To be fair, Sailor Moon is probably the best anime. So here we save Whitey from Whitey, and now we're exposing this new island all of a sudden. Oh, there's a rocket ship. Oh, we're going into space. Because why not, right? And this is a cutscene you can't skip. It's pretty dumb. So we get to go to Pig Planet here, Pig Island in space. I don't know the window, like the frame window behind it. It's very, very tight though. If you're on LCD, you can't do it, basically. If you're on LCD, the timing is even worse. So now we get to do mazes. The RNG aspect of this is choosing your time. So that before you start every maze, you get to choose how much time it's going to take you to do it. By like a roll of a dice, basically. So I found if you just mash A after you've completed a maze, you'll get anywhere between a 20 and a 25. And that's more than enough time to complete these mazes. The issue with these mazes is that Shin can clip on the edges really easily. I didn't look at our numbers. What did we get? Oh, we got 20. Okay, we're good. Go down, Shin. Idiot. Listen, Shin. Thank you. And that is time. That is Shin-chan 1 through 5 for the Game Boy. And under 50 minutes, even. So these credits you can actually skip. Hope you guys enjoyed that fresh Shin-chan right there. If you guys are ever wanting to get into Shin-chan speedrunning, definitely reach out to me. I am one of the few, apparently, out there. Yeah, I would love to see more people get active in Shin-chan, especially with the, probably more with the later Game Boy ones and the Super Famicom ones, but they're really fun games. I recommend if you're gonna pick one of the 5 from Game Boy, I would say start with number 4. Number 4 is the easiest and the best one to get into. If you want to do a mini game one, I would say do number 3. Number 3 is a lot more forgiving than number 5 is. But yeah, if you have any questions about Shin-chan running or games or anything else Game Boy related, definitely reach out to me or anyone else. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back on again with Kirby.